All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I'm excited. I'm excited because I get to bring back Miss Sherry Hamilton. So you've been up to a whole lot since our last interview with you and Brian. And we talked about faith in crisis because we were in the middle of COVID. It was still new. What I'm very encouraged by and inspired by is that you launched your coaching business. And I knew you had been working on this and towards this while we were talking about being in business. And this is not your first business, if you would, but this is also a branch of you helping women. Like, I'm excited because you have a whole community, Women of Unity, that I'm a part of. And even during COVID, I've seen you, help the elderly, which is near dear to my heart, and different other components of.
And we're still doing that.
Yeah,
we're still doing that every week.
Yes. So if y'all want to join in and be a part of that, because I think that's a population of people that we don't think about in our communities. I'm a nurse in the industry, so I see it a little bit more, but it made me think about the neighborhood. Like, do I really know seniors in my neighborhood? So I was so excited to know that I had a touch point through Women of Unity. So I'm excited to just talk about the life coaching business because I know that there's value in having someone who can walk me through a circumstance, situation, or even my identity. Sometimes we can be so sure and something happens and we get like completely off track. And I'm so used to being that person that wants to do it on my own because I grew up fast. I left home at 16, but I've come to learn that God will place certain people in our lives to help us get through that circumstance, and we don't have to do that alone. So that's why I'm very excited about your coaching business. So just let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you're offering and even why. What is your why behind the coaching business?
I really want to see others. Well, my why is because I believe that God has called me, anointed me to help others to find and fulfill their purpose. And so I get excited when you or anyone else, when they achieve what God has for them. Like, that is excitement. I rejoice with them just as heaven is rejoicing with them. I really get excited. And to see someone to say, you know what, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know where to go. And I need help. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I want to be that person that God uses to help them fulfill that purpose. And the reason, really, I think I have to say this, the reason why is because I remember my own journey, right? Yeah. I didn't have the help. Everything that I've learned from when God called me into ministry to, starting Women of Unity, to starting my businesses, basically it was from the ground. It was only me and the Holy Spirit, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't have the help of somebody to walk me through the steps. And so I catch that. I understand that. And so I know that there's women out there just like myself that's saying, what do I do? I'm tired. You ready to throw in the towel? You just like, where do I get started? And who's going to help me and really care about me as I walk through that journey? And so I guess if I had to narrow down my why, it's because I know I've been there, and my call is to help others to get to what God has for them.
That's awesome. I think that's important because you're right. There's so many different businesses, if you would, or individuals who are leading that are really not connected to the everyday person's life experiences. So when you talk about your own journey, you haven't forgotten that journey, and that births out all of these different things that you're doing, including your coaching business. So that excites me because I know I'm gonna connect with someone who knows what it was, like a whole lot better than somebody who's a celebrity, honestly, that I might, admire or follow. I mean, but if you don't know the everyday experiences, then I don't want to connect with you. I need you to understand where I'm coming from, how I may be broken, and how God may be trying to push me, and He's using you to push me through this season in my life. So that's awesome that you haven't forgotten that. And I think sometimes as believers, we tend to not remember where we came from. So I'm excited that you even mentioned that part, because that's my fuel. Like, I know what I needed and what I didn't have. And I definitely tend and want to be that person for other people. I want to be what I didn't have. So I'm so excited about this coaching business. So tell me a little bit about your clients. You have different clients from different arenas. You walk them through careers, identity, those who are trying to start
Yeah.
a, nonprofit, because you've been doing this for a while. I mean, I've seen you. So tell
Yeah.
us some examples of
Yeah.
those clients that have connected to
Yeah.
your life coaching business.
Well, I think about some of the clients, and you can go to my website at sherryphamilton.com, and actually there is a list of, testimonies on there, because there were women that, had to get their, identity back, to know who they were, to have confidence and walk in their purpose. I think that is one key. I have a young lady, and she just wrote this past week. It's on my website. I mean, not on the website, but on the Facebook page, right? And she wrote in the comments how she was helped because, she didn't know, well, she knew who she was necessarily, but let me say this. She knew who she needed help and really finding out who she was and her capability and fulfilling that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
because it's one thing, she was in nursing school, she's a nurse practitioner now, but it's like getting her confidence back.
Yeah.
And knowing who she is and walking in that confidence. And that right there is huge to me.
Yeah.
There is another young lady that didn't have a business. She didn't have a business at all. And then eventually she ended up having her business and having her ministry and moving forward. So these are type of things that even when I think about someone that's dear to me, and I'm gonna say this because I think this is important, because sometimes when you people know you, they may not always kind of connect with you so much. But even my sister, for example, biological sister, and for your own sister, your cousin or somebody like that to come to you, that's huge. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she was like a receptionist at her job, you know what I mean, for a big company, and now she is a center manager, like walking her and helping her, encouraging her, empowering her through Women of Unity and through coaching, because she's going to get it automatically. You know what I mean? Like, to see her take them steps up is just amazing. So to see women step up and become and have confidence in themselves, to say that I can do this,
Yes.
And that is huge to me. So
that's huge.
There's young women that just, that have been in different places in their life, and now they're reaching out and saying, you know what, I want to start my own nonprofit organization. I don't know where to go. People have trust issues and things like that, trusting people to really help them because of what they've gone through in the past. And now to see them reach out to me and seeing them begin to get them steps, moving forward and being confident in it, that's just amazing.
It's huge.
So from starting your business to starting a nonprofit, or just finding out who you are, or even being saved. There's people that have coached that lost their faith. They're like, you know what, they gave up on God.
Yeah.
And to say, you know what, by the time we're finished with our life coaching, to say, you know what, I accept Jesus. I got my faith back, and to see them walking in their purpose now and starting their business, like, seriously, like, y'all, I get excited. You see what I'm saying? Because I see it, and I see where they were, and to see where they're at now, and to see them launching their business and walking in their purpose and stuff. I'm just like, wow, God gets the glory. I'm just happy to be a vessel that he can use to help them get to where where they need to go to, in him.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
That's it. You are a vessel. You are an instrument. We are called to be that. And those people that you are walking through, they will be that. That's just how it goes, right? It's just, it's amazing. You get to see them grow, and then they are empowered to help somebody else grow. So that's just, that makes me feel so good inside. I love that. I love that. I love that. Oh, that's why we're here.
Yeah, even when you're going through and when you can encourage somebody else, I don't know about you all that, that'll be listening to this, but listen, when you can encourage somebody else to walk in their purpose and to see them, like, it does something to your heart. You know what I'm saying? And even when you having your bad days, because we have bad days too, but it does something inside of us. It inspires us to say, you know what, you have to keep on going. You have to keep on this journey, because people are, your life is connected to somebody else. I always say we're divinely connected, right? We're divinely connected. And to see that if I give up, if I stop, then that affects somebody else's life. And so
it's huge. Yes.
That right there is a whole nother level. But I get excited, and it really touches my heart, because as a life coach, and I don't do it. I always tell people this, that it's like becoming a basketball player. Now they into the NBA. They then finally got that contract and working and doing what they love. I feel like that with life coaching. I
Oh,
really do. I feel like I hit the jackpot. And I'm got where I need to go, be where I need to be because I enjoy what I'm doing. And
definitely.
every time I see a woman succeed, I
Man,
mean, I get excited.
that's
I
exciting.
get
That is
excited. It
exciting.
gives me purpose. It
Yeah,
gives me the energy, and to keep on moving and pressing on.
definitely, definitely. Oh, that's so amazing. It does, and that's, I think, part of why we go through certain circumstances, or the potential is that we don't realize that the enemy is wanting us to not be in our purpose. And part of your life coaching is walking us to see that you have a purpose, there's a meaning, there's a reason why you're here. And if we don't walk it out, you said it so well, somebody else is waiting for us to walk it out, and I'm a believer of that. I'm a believer of that. I am like, like I've seen it in my life. I could see moments where I could have gotten stuck in
Yeah.
unforgiveness and all the different things that I experienced in my past. And I'm like, man, if I would have allowed that to just hold me up in that moment, I wouldn't have been able to minister and go to these different arenas and encourage these young people or different things that God has opened up for me. So, and you need people like you. We need people like you that's going to help us, because you can't, a lot of times we don't have the right people around us. Let me just say that. They
Keep it real now. Come on.
it's true, and we used to hear this, and I don't know if I hear it as much, but I used to hear it a lot from different people saying, you are who you are hanging with. Birds of a feather flock together is what I grew up hearing. But even then, if you take that out the fact, a lot of us are women. We're in business. We are, working hard, and it's not that we're hanging around with the wrong people, but our family. We're wives, we're mothers, and they don't have the capacity to walk us through something that we're fighting internally.
Right.
That's not
Right.
even what their role is. Let me just say that. Like, it's not my kid's
Right.
job to walk me through something. Let me just say that. It's not even my husband's job per se. He's a protector and he has wisdom and he's done what he's supposed to do to have my back. But there's this individual thing with God that I have to do. So sometimes it's not a matter that we're in the wrong company. We're just, the people that are around us that love us dearly don't have the capacity to walk us through something that we haven't even told them that we're walking through. Let's be honest. That's the part. So we need people that are doing what you're doing. We need your life coaching business to help us. You can speak that language. We can be fully transparent on what's truly going on, because we have these different roles that we're doing, but we are not focusing on ourselves, so it's not, I'm beyond the birds of a feather. I know who not to be around and who to be around, but it's a matter of capacity. Do my family have the capacity? Are they even created to walk me through that? Maybe, most likely not. Your coaching business is a part of that. That's that answer to that.
Right.
So if you're stuck and you're feeling like you've lost some things, and I will admit that being in different roles, like the things that we love, cooking and serving our family, we can even get lost in that and we lose sight of what God has created us to do.
Right.
So
Right. I really connect with those that feel they may feel lost. I always say bound, oppressed, and stuck in neutral. It's like I know that especially those of us that know that we have a calling on our life, or we know that we're meant to do something greater, but we're stuck. Like you just can't move forward. You feel bound. You feel oppressed. You feel stuck in neutral because you have a higher calling up on your life, and you just can't seem to get there. And you look around and you're looking for help, and it's like you're screaming out loud, even though you're silent, and you need somebody to help. And that's where I believe that God uses me, because I can see that, because I was that person sitting in the back screaming out loud on the inner side. You know what I'm saying? My inner being screaming, because there has to be more to life than this. You know what I'm saying? There's more to life than this, and I knew it. And so the Holy Spirit had to just guide me through them steps. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and now I can spot out that person usually, you
Wow.
know, that person that's sitting in the back, that person that's quiet, that person that's, even you can be loud in front of everybody. It doesn't matter, but because it's something on the inside of you that's hiding. You know, you look good on the
Yeah,
outside, but
yeah,
there's
yeah.
something going on the inside. And be honest with you, we don't tell everybody everything.
No, we
You
don't.
know, when we get before people, we have the smile and everything like that, but there's something deeper on the inside of you. And that's what I like to tap into and see that come to fruition,
Yes.
because you have a purpose. You have a purpose on your life. And, you know, and your life will never be complete until you begin to walk in that purpose.
That's
And you have to walk in it unapologetically. You hear
yes.
me? Unapologetically, because I'm gonna tell you, walk in and then you timid because somebody else done it or whatever, you know, like that. No, honey, when we get with Sherry P. Hamilton, we're gonna walk in purpose unapologetically, because I know what it's like to be oppressed and don't let your light shine. No, I'm like, come on, you gotta let your light shine everywhere you go. You see
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, walk in it, be on it. You
Own
know,
it.
because of, not because of you, not because of your skills and knowledge and your intellect and stuff like that. It's because of who's on the inside of you.
Yes. Yes.
Because I am a Christian life coach. You
Yes.
see that? And
Yes.
so I tap into God and He leads and the Holy Spirit leads us. And so, yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes. You can't let that light just, you can't hide it. That's one of my favorite quotes. I'm not going to let my light be dim to make you feel great. We can be great together. I mean, really, there's no need for that, you know. And if that's
yeah.
what you're expecting of me, then you're not walking in the right spirit, because God asked us all to let our light shine so they will see the good work and glorify our God that is in heaven. But
Yeah.
I'm not walking it out and I'm being, you know, shy about it. Then how are they going to know He's in me? Come on. Like, really?
Yeah. Come on now.
Like, really? Oh, my.
Yes, walk in your purpose
I
unapologetically. Know
love
who you
that.
are and be who you are. You know what I'm saying? And everybody is so different, and so I just enjoy it. I really do. You know, I just tell people that I want to see you walk in your purpose. God has a purpose for you, and you know that vision, birthing that vision. You know, we got those visions and stuff like that,
Yes.
and oh man, I like this as, I don't know how to exactly say this like this, but birth and visions, right? Seeing people birth a vision is so beautiful to me. It's like birthing a baby, you know, being that midwife, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
I love to be that person that actually say, you know, they have that vision, they have that purpose, they have that goal, whatever it is. You may want to just lose weight or trying to save money or whatever it is, but it's the person. You know, the coach is just there to help you along your process. You know, like we're like your number one cheerleaders.
Yes.
But I'm gonna say this up front. I don't just pat you on the back. I'm not that coach. Okay. I cheer you on, but I'm not just gonna pat you on the back and tell you everything that you want to hear. No, I'm
That's
gonna be
good right
real.
there.
Keep it real, because we gotta go deeper, right? Because you
Yes.
don't need somebody to pat you on the back. You don't need nobody who's gonna give you that little kiss all the
Yeah,
time.
that's
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
That's
You
true.
gotta get to the deepness to get to where you're trying to go. And so, yeah.
Definitely. You know, you made me think about this term that I haven't thought about in a while. I was talking to my sister about it. Superwoman complex.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
It made me think about that because, you know, we the sister that I'm thinking about, we walked through something very painful. And one of the things that came out of that experience was that cry for help that you're talking about, that we don't verbalize to anybody, we're drowning. But from the outward, it looks like we can handle this, and we moving and shaking. And I think more, even for women of color, we have that superwoman complex. And I don't know what else to say about it, but that's what kept ringing through my mind. Like, that's an issue.
Well, you know, that's one of the things that I think that that's where the Lord uses me at, because I've gone through a lot of different things, you know, my background, just a whole lot. I'm a married woman, been married, be 30 years this year.
Yeah.
Have two children, that's grown,
Yeah.
you know, and taking in children, like I worked, nursing, still working. I understand what it's like to be working your business, you know, trying to, you know, working on your ministry, helping others. Like, I get all of that.
Yeah.
And I put all of that in my coaching. So when I'm helping someone, I I can tap into that, you know what I'm
That's
saying,
good.
and help
Yeah.
them and to navigate, because you do have to take care of your home. Is that you have to balance out a lot of things. And so really getting to the core and knowing what your goals are and knowing your values and
Hmm.
things like that. I walk my clients through that. First thing we do is find out what's your what is your value? You know what I'm saying? What is it that 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 is your, how do I say this? What is the three things that you hold dear to you? Not just, I'm talking about, not talking about people, but what do you stand for? Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we get our core, that's the word, couldn't get it wrong, but it's our core values. I make sure that we know what our core values are, and then we begin to build around that, so that when it's easier to say yes or no to certain things, because when you don't have a core value, you can say yes to everything. And what happens is it leads you to other stuff that you don't need to be in. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the first thing we do is figure out those core values and begin to work our plan from there. And it depends on the clients. But
That's
I
good.
tell you,
That's good.
yeah,
Yeah, because life, all of that can be easily drowned in the responsibilities that we have.
yeah. Yeah, trying to be a wife and taking care of your family and trying to go back to school, and all of this stuff
All
that
of
can
it.
be so
Yeah,
overwhelming. But it's so much better when you have somebody that can walk with you through those processes. You don't have to do it alone.
definitely.
You don't have to do it alone. That's something that if I don't get nothing else out of this video, to the people that will watch this, I want you to know that you don't have to do it alone. There's people out here that have gone before you, that have seen some things and done some things, and we're not here to tell you what to do. We're just here to help you navigate through your journey called life.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
it.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I love that. I love that. We're not going to get deeply in your book, but we did on one of our last interviews.
Hmm.
But one of the things you talked about is your ability to connect people if they have that publishing dream. You have worked with an awesome woman who helped you birth that, and if you
Yes.
want to
Yes.
connect with Sherry about that, that's also a part of the coaching. So anything really, because when you're talking about getting down to the root of things, what I've come to realize in my own walk is when I'll allow God to do that, right? And then if he brings people that are going to be those navigators, I would call them, coaches, if you would, all of these other things, these visions begin to bring, like they come to life now. They're not no longer
Mhm.
just sitting there, because I've dealt with the ugly, and I've dealt with the stuff that was
Yeah.
ultimately hiding that or made me feel disqualified to walk in it. So just realizing that, connecting with your life coaching business, that it's going to bring back all of those dreams and visions that God even put in your heart anyway, that you possibly felt
Yeah.
disqualified to walk in. Now you're going to get that confidence to walk it out and feel
Mhm.
confident to see yourself as who you are. It's not cocky to be confident in who God has created us to be. Like,
That's it. That's it. You're so right about that, because we do seem to, many become timid or don't want to share or whatever. But when you recognize who's on the inside of you, and knowing how great he is and how
yeah,
powerful he is, and knowing that he called you, it's not about man or somebody else telling you to do something. It's about when you walk in your purpose. And that's the difference, because you can't have that unless you know that you're walking in your purpose. You have to know that you know.
yeah,
And that's where I really try to get my clients to know who you are and whose you are, because I believe that once you get that, then there's nothing that you cannot face, because you can face and do all things through Christ who strengthens us, right? And
yes,
so that's what you have to tap into, because until you have that, it makes it really difficult. It
yeah,
makes it difficult.
it
But
does.
having a coach and having the right coach, finding the person that's for you.
Yeah,
I may not be, and I understand this, I'm not the coach for everybody,
yeah,
but I am the coach for somebody,
yeah,
right? And so I tap into the ones that God has for me to help through this journey called life. And my goal, and it's an honor and a privilege to help them, however it seems to be fit, whatever I can do to help them to achieve that goal, and to know that it's capable, they are capable, and they have the skills and the knowledge that they need within them to do it.
definitely,
I don't
definitely,
care where you start. um, you can accomplish
definitely, definitely.
anything,
Yeah,
whether it's ministry, business, marriage issues, whatever it is. Like, I'm here to help you guys.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I love that. I love that. It's important to know who we are. I think that's the root of all of it, right? Is our identity
Yes.
in him, and you can't be shy when you know how great your God is and that he lives in you. It's like, really?
Because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Yeah.
And once you really get that, yeah, you can do it. You can accomplish it because it's not in our own skills and knowledge. You know, what the things that we have accomplished, I didn't have the help. You know, I didn't know how to do it. You
No.
know,
Yeah.
so my confidence and my faith had to be in the one that created me.
Yeah.
And once you can do that and you know that you have him on your side, then it really doesn't matter who's against you. You know what I'm saying? You can
Yeah.
do this, you can accomplish it. And then keep moving forward
Yeah.
because that's a whole nother subject that we'll go into.
Right.
But you know, it doesn't matter if you got one person cheering you on or you got 100 or 1,000. You know what I'm saying? When you know who you are and you know what you stand for and you know what you've been called to do, only thing that matters is you accomplish your assignment here on this earth.
Yep.
And that's where my heart, and that's where I have passion.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I have passion to see somebody fulfill their assignment. I always tell my family that, you know what, the greatest failure for me in life is not completing my assignment that God has on this earth for me. That's it. If I don't accomplish that, then I have done nothing. I don't care about the money. I don't care about fame. I don't care about all of that. If I don't succeed in what I've been called to do, then I, for me, have failed. And I don't want to be leaving this earth anytime soon and not completing that assignment. And that's why when I can help somebody else complete their assignment, I know that I've done something that I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. And so that's why I feel like I just hit the lotto or, you know, because I really do get excited about it.
Yeah.
Because I know that that's my purpose.
Yeah.
Is to help, you know. Definitely. So once you know that, everything else begin to fall in place.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Thank you for that. I'm so excited because you really answered my other question, which would be who would benefit, you know, all of those people that we just described. From all walks of life. And the other word that comes to mind is accountability. There's a lot of things in my life that I realize I am a procrastinator. So I need certain individuals that are going to hold me accountable to what I'm doing, like for my business, you know, for whatever it is that I'm working towards, my physical health. Like I have people in those different arenas because I know I need accountability. And I think, you know, that's another benefit to having a Christian life coach is that accountability is there. Yeah. So you don't start sliding back into your, well, I'll work on it tomorrow. Because that's it's so easy for me to do that.
And we all have done that, you know, so that accountability is very important because you need to have somebody that's going to say, you know, just remind you of what your goal is. Yeah. Because it's not about the life coach. It's about you fulfilling what God has for you. Right. And we're just here to help you along that journey. That's all, encouraging you like, hey, that cheerleader, that, like, let's go. But also one thing about my services, I say I provide any resources, any connections, anything that I have gone through and that I have resources or connections to, then I provide that to those that I coach as well. Yeah. So if you're trying to start writing your book, if you're trying to start a nonprofit organization, if you're trying to start your own business, I have an LLC, I have a nonprofit organization, you know, I have a job, I'm a family, you know, all these different things, everything that I've gone through, I put it in like a you know, have a little book and I can help you with those steps. I'm trying to succeed in that. And so that's
accountability is key, man. I'm just saying, that's just like that is gold for Laura Williams. I just need accountability for real, because you'll talk yourself out of a lot of stuff, and it's because you're in action that you're not walking it out. So you need a life coach. I mean, you just need a person that's gonna, like you said, hold you accountable to what you said
that you want to achieve, and that you said that God said that He called you to.
Yes.
It's those things, you know. And but it's just beautiful when people do achieve. And I have a definitely, you know, my coaching sessions is definitely led by the Spirit of God. Yes, I have strategic plans. Yes, I have core values. And yes, we write out a plan and things like that to make sure that we stay on track. You know what I mean? We have to write the vision and make it plain. And so that's definitely done. But I think one thing that I want to make sure people know, that when you do get Sherry P. Hamilton as your life coach, I'm there with you. We're walking through, you're not by yourself any longer.
Yes.
You know, you have someone that is going to hold you accountable, and we are going to make sure that your goals and your desires and, you know, your purpose and your assignment on this earth is achieved.
Yeah.
That's my goal, is to help you. And when I can't help someone, when there's other issues or counseling needed, then I have someone else that I refer them to, that I know them and trust, and that can help them through those things, where, you know, if they need counseling, you know, because coaching is different from counseling and things like that. So
Right.
I try to make sure that I refer you to the people that you need.
That's perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us how, I know you've mentioned your website a few times, but let us know how else they can get in contact with you. Restate your website name. I'm definitely going to be making available your Facebook and all of those different resources, but I want them to hear it for those that are verbal learners, what the website is and how they can best get in contact with you for your services.
Well, thank you very much. You can go to Sherry P. Hamilton, as Sherry with a Y, SHERRY, phamilton.com. And also on my website, you can sign up for a 30-minute free consult. So that's definitely that's available. So everyone get a 30-minute consult with me, and that's mainly to make sure that they get, you know, you're comfortable with me, and making sure that I'm the right coach for you. So there's no cost for that at all. You can also go to Twitter, or you can go to Instagram as well, and it's both of all my handles is Sherry P. Hamilton. And I'm so excited to say this. You can now find me on Google.
Yes,
on
I
Google
saw
Maps
that.
and things like that. Yes.
Yes,
So you can also find me on Google, my business Google. So that's Sherry P. Hamilton, Christian Life Coach.
Yes,
and so you can just Google me as well. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining me with this awesome video interview with Sherry. I'm excited, and I can't wait to hear and see even more of those testimonies come in. But if you need a life coach, at least do the 30-minute consultation so you can see and connect and make that connection. And then I can't wait to celebrate what God is going to do in your life. So thank you so much for joining us today. Y'all have an awesome, awesome new beginning month. Y'all have a good one.